The clock behind every carton. When fresh starts counting down, you unpack a new delivery of berries, milk, or sandwiches, and for one brief moment, it all looks like value. The shelves look full, the cases feel like security. Then the quiet truth starts working against you. Every unit now has less time to earn its keep. In expiring goods, time is not just a background fact. It is part of cost. A carton can be perfectly fine this morning and a loss by Friday, not because demand disappeared, but because the chance to sell at a good price got smaller hour by hour. That is why a product can sell well and still lose money. If you sell most of a batch but dump the tail end or slash the price too late, the winners do not always cover the losers. This is the first shift you need to make in your head. You are not only managing inventory, you are managing a race between demand and decay. One moves because people buy, the other moves because time passes. Profit depends on whether the first one stays ahead of the second. Shelf life is your profit window. Shelf life sounds like a product fact printed on a label, but in practice, it is a profit limit. More exactly what matters is not total shelf life on paper, but useful selling life, the time in which a customer will still want the item at something close to full price. A yogurt with 20 days left might seem safe in a warehouse report, but if 4 days were lost in transport, 2 in the back room, and shoppers avoid cups with less than a week left, your useful window was never 20 days. It may have been 10 or 12. That gap changes everything. A short window does not only raise waste, it also cuts your pricing power and leaves less room for mistakes. If a loaf of bread has 1 day left, you cannot calmly wait for the right buyer. If cut fruit has only a few good hours on display, even a small forecast miss hurts. This is why perishable goods feel harsher than canned goods or soap. You are selling the item, yes, but you are also selling its remaining future. Customers know that, even if they never say it out loud. Your order rhythm and the price of waiting. Once you see shelf life as a window, ordering cadence becomes the next big choice. Buy more, less often, and you may get a better unit cost or save staff time. Buy less, more often, and you pay more to place and receive orders. On paper, bigger batches can look smart. On a shelf with expiring goods, they often age badly. Larger orders raise the average age of what sits there. They put more units at risk at the same time. They also make you more likely to face the ugliest decision in the week: cut the price hard or throw stock away. A simple contrast makes this clear. Imagine a cafe selling fresh sandwiches. If you receive 60 every 3 days, the first day feels abundant, the second day gets tense, and the third day becomes a rescue mission. If you receive 20 each day, the unit cost may be a bit worse, but freshness stays higher and fewer sandwiches drift into the danger zone. In expiring goods, more stock can mean less money. Too little stock causes stockouts, which hurt sales once. Too much stock often hurts twice, first through waste, then through lower prices on the units you do sell because you are forced into discounting. Markdowns are timing, not defeat. This is where the markdown stops being a sign of failure and becomes a timing tool. A price cut is not just cleanup after a bad week. Done early enough, it pulls demand forward, while there is still enough life left for customers to say yes. A small cut today can beat a deep cut tomorrow, because tomorrow the item is older, less appealing, and harder to move in volume. Retail studies have shown this pattern for produce, bakery goods, ready meals, and flowers. Once freshness falls below what buyers expect, demand drops faster than many managers guess. So the question is not, How do you sell every unit at full price? That is usually the wrong goal. The better question is, what price, at what moment, gives the best total result for the whole batch before time wins? Seen this way, the whole system becomes simple. Shelf life sets the window. Order rhythm decides how much risk you place inside that window. Markdown timing helps you recover value from what remains. When you look back at that fresh delivery on the loading dock, it no longer looks like static inventory. It looks like moving time. And your job is plain. Move the right amount at the right speed at the right price before the clock eats the margin.